Kanye West, who's been barred by the UK government from coming here. He was supposed to headline a music festival in London.
Kanye West, the anti-Semite Hitler lover, who not so long ago released a single called Heil Hitler.
And while I want to express myself, and I've seen like kids express themselves and they just want to cry, and someone will say, use your words, right? But what if they want to cry? Because we were given that form of expression and people hold that in, hold that. I had a friend that you never saw him break a sweat until we were at his funeral. Wow.
I keep thinking about this idea that nothing is really good or bad on its own. It's just what you decide it means. How many times has something gone wrong in your life and your first instinct is just, yeah, this is a sign to stop. A sign to quit, a sign that maybe you're forcing something that isn't meant for you. I've done that multiple times. You try something, it doesn't work. And instead of thinking, keep going, you start building this whole story in your head like, this isn't meant for me. I'm not built for this. Maybe I should do something normal. And it feels logical, it feels smart even. But then I think about Ye, formerly Kanye West. This guy finally gets a shot. He's not even respected as a rapper yet. People only know him as producer. They only see him as just a producer. And then boom, car accident, jaw wired shut. Just imagine that. You're trying to be a rapper and it must have felt like a sign maybe this is the time to stop. Because your natural instrument, your voice, has been completely hard shut. You're already fighting just to be seen, and then something like that happens. That's the perfect excuse to quit. No one would question it. No one would blame you. You could easily say, yeah, maybe this just isn't for me. And it would make sense. But he didn't. He literally recorded through the wire off of College Dropout. And that's not even just a cool story. It's deeper than that. It's like in that moment, Ye decided what that situation meant. He could have made it mean stop. Instead, he made it happen. Instead, Ye made it mean go harder. And that's the part that sticks with me because I realize most of us aren't even dealing with something that extreme. None of our jaws were then shut. No one physically stopped you, but mentally you stop yourself from smaller things. Views not hitting, people not supporting you, feeling stuck, feeling broke, feeling like someone's gonna laugh at you, feeling like you're behind, and somehow those things feel like enough to just give up. And I'm not even talking like I've got it all figured out, because I don't. I only got like 153 subscribers on YouTube. I've got like maybe 40 followers on TikTok. I'm literally talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you, because I've been at that point where it feels like this might be the moment where I just fall back, go back to what's safe, what's normal, what's expected of me. And yeah, maybe that life is easier. But then I think, what if Ye did that? Like actually, what if he looked at that moment and decided, yeah, I'm done. No college dropout, no late registration, no graduation, no 808s, no dark fantasy. And it's not even just about the albums. It's like, what I'm trying to convey is that it's a ripple effect. How many artists exist because of him, for example, right? How many sounds changed because of him? How many people were inspired to even try? And it makes me realize something a bit scary, because when you quit, it's not just about you. Like, you don't even know what you're cutting off. You don't know who you were meant to inspire. You don't know what you were meant to create. You don't know what version of yourself you never met, because you stopped too early. And that's the part people don't talk about. Everyone talks about the success story, right? No one talks about the invincible loss of quitting. Like the things that never happen. And brain is constantly taking things that happen to you and turning them into a story. But the problem is, you start believing that story is reality. Like if something goes wrong, your brain goes, it's not good enough, this means it's not for you, this means stop. But that's not reality, that's just one interpretation. You could have told a different story. You could have said, this is part of the process, this is just resistance. This is something I'm meant to overcome, some situation, same situation, but a different interpretation, which equals, and you know, in most cases, it equals a completely different outcome. And that's what I'm starting to realize. It's not really about what happens to you, it's about what you decide it means. And Ye, he's like the clearest example of that. Because it's not just, I'm not just talking about like his early stuff. It's even now, the way he moves, the things he says, the position he takes. A lot of people see it as controversy. I mean, it is, but when I look at it, I see someone who refuses to bend And I mean, it's like a double-edged sword, right? It can be bad, and it comes with consequences, that like real life consequences, like losing deals, losing money, losing support. It's often like even sometimes losing family. And that's where it becomes a lot deeper, because it's one thing to chase your dreams. It's another thing to stand on your beliefs where it costs you everything: money, power, positions, everything. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like, what are you willing to lose to stay real? It's easy to have morals when everything's good. It's easy to be like, yeah, I'd never sell my soul. And then someone comes to you, saying, oh, there's this gambling deal. If you take my sponsor company, we'll pay you millions. And then you fold. But what I'm saying is, when there's real pressure, when there's real money on the line, when there's opportunities on the line, that's when it gets tested. And seeing someone choose not to fold under that pressure, even when it would be easier to just stay quiet or just play the game, just so to speak, that does something to you. It makes you question yourself, like, would I do the same? Would I compromise? And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect, because I know there's moments where, it might be tempting to do these things, to go along with whatever's popular, to not speak, to not risk anything, especially when you're trying to build something, because you start thinking, what if this messes everything up? But but then it comes back to that idea that what's the point of building something if you lose yourself doing it? And that's where the inspiration really hits me. Not just don't give up, but don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your values. Don't give up on what you believe is correct. Even if it slows things down, even if it makes the path harder, because a path that costs you your integrity isn't really a path worth taking. And I know that sounds like, but it's real. And I feel like a lot of us are in that space right now, trying to figure out what we're doing, trying to build something, trying to become something. And it's messy, like it's not linear, it's not clean, it's not guaranteed. And that uncertainty, it messes with your head. It makes you doubt everything. But then you look at someone like Ye, and you realize certainty was never part of it. He didn't have a guarantee, he just kept going. He just believed in his abilities through doubt, through rejection, through setbacks. And yeah, even through, his own mistakes. And that's another thing. I'm not gonna glamorize someone. I'm not gonna say he's perfect, because no human being is perfect. And that's what makes it real, because it shows you don't have to be perfect to keep going. You just have to keep going. And I think that's what I needed to hear the most, because sometimes you feel like you need everything to be aligned to start, or even to just continue going. You feel like you need to be in the right mindset, the right position, the right time before you move. But that moment is never gonna come. People don't realize that. That's like an illusion, right? There's always a reason to wait, right? There's always something off. And if you keep waiting, you just stay in the same position. And that's the worst feeling stuck, feeling like you're watching time pass and you're not really moving. And that's what I don't want. I don't want to look back and realize I stopped myself. Then I let doubt or fear or pressure decide my path. And that's why this matters to me. It's not, it's not just about Ye, even if he is my favorite artist, the favorite designer, favorite this, favorite that, whatever. It's about what he represents. That mindset of no matter what happens, I'm not stopping. And not in a reckless way, it's in a way where you understand your story isn't over. Just because something went wrong and maybe that's what you needed to hear, like whatever you're dealing with right now, whatever feels like a sign to quit, maybe it's just a moment that you let decide what it means. You can't let it be the end. You can't let it be the be-all, say-all. What you can do is let it be part of that story. Maybe you're not doing it for yourself right now. Maybe you don't even believe in yourself like that. But then do it for something bigger. Do it for what it could become. Do it for who it could reach. Do it for the version of you that makes it through. Because you don't know what's on the other side. You just don't. And quitting guarantees you'll never find out. So for me, I'm choosing to keep going. Not because it's easy, not because... Well, I was going to say not because I'm sure, but I'm very sure. But because I refuse to let a moment that's so... And if there's one thing I took from Ye, it's that move no matter what.